Welcome to CanaPino. My name is Peter. I have my wife Rowena here, and we are a Canadian Filipino couple. I'm the Canadian, she's the Filipino, and we wanted to do a podcast that just sort of talks about what it's like bringing two cultures together. We'll go through our story and kind of fill you in and tell you what it's been like coming together and finally getting married. But if you have any questions, I'll give you an address at the end of this where you can send questions to, and we'd be happy to answer those as we go along. So the plan right now is to give you about 12 episodes. And then from there, we'll kind of see where things branch out, what other things we can talk about. But in the meantime, here's my wife. Hello.
Hi. Hello. My name is Rowena, and they call me Wang. So, mabuhay.
So, right now for this episode, we're at a bit of a disadvantage. She doesn't have any headphones, so she's just listening to me talk and chiming in whenever I ask her a question. But so her audio might be a little up and down. Anyways, so we wanted to talk about, first of all, how we met. So in the world that is run by the internet now, that's exactly where we met. We met online and started online dating. Wang, how did you get yourself online? How did that start?
Well, actually, I didn't really go online dating. I never been in online dating. But one of my friends, my beautiful friend Lorna, she's really an OC. And very concerned, of course. Very concerned about me. So she made an account in online without knowing.
Without you knowing, you mean?
Yeah, without knowing that she's registering my account, her account
with your name.
With my name. So she registered my name, and
we won't bother with the website name because we're not advertising. We'll just say it was a popular one.
Yes.
Carry on.
And then after that, she answered all messages from online dating, from all the men that she found in website.
Ooh, all the men. How many were there? Oh,
I'm not
now
sure.
We're already into body counts. No, that's Wang is not that kind of girl.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many she encountered, but she's trained it, she said, and until she got Peter, and I think Peter's name before it was Jack.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah, I used an online name, Jack.
Yeah, she messages Jack, and then after a few days, I think that she messaged, and she feel it. There's really Peter or Jack was a good person, so she mentioned to me, and that's it. That she said that you have a date, and then I registered you online, so. And that was my date will be tomorrow, the next day.
So if I remember right, that was a Friday that you and I met.
But she mentioned to me.
So she told you on a Thursday. You have a date tomorrow.
Yes, you have a date tomorrow, Friday, in coffee shop. So I was so shocked because I didn't know that she will do that for me.
I'm shocked not knowing that you agreed to go.
She really insisted. She was really insisted for many. I think more than an hour.
Oh yeah? She talked to you for more than an hour to get you to go.
Yeah.
So what did she say ultimately that convinced you to go?
Well, she convinced the words that she said that it's just a coffee friend. Yeah, you just go and have a coffee with him. You will not marry him. It's just a coffee. If you don't like him, just go and finish your coffee. Otherwise, if you don't want, just walk out.
So we met on the Friday then, having coffee, and I remember this obviously. I remember walking in, and you were just sitting by yourself at a table for two, and I remember looking around, and there wasn't really anybody else in the place. I think there was another guy in the corner or something. I can't really remember now, but I just remember knowing right away that you were who I was there to see. So I remember going and sitting down, and so my first impression of you, just seeing you, I thought, oh, she's cute. I remember thinking, yeah, well, you know, that's cool. I mean, it's when you see someone's picture online and then you see them in person, it's not always, you're not always confronted with the same thing that you see online. So, so when I saw you, your picture was very representative of who you were in person. So I was happy with that. Like, you know, that I didn't walk in and find a guy, first of all.
Actually, Lorna didn't say anything about you, about picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she didn't show me about picture, about what, or who are you. What.
Oh, I would have thought she would have shown you a picture. I didn't know.
No. And then what she said is, he's a nice guy. I choose him because he's a nice guy. So
my acting worked then.
So I trust him. I trust her.
That's cool. And so when I came in, not knowing what I looked like, and I said hi and introduced myself, what were your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is when first time I saw you, wow, I said, wow.
I don't know if that's good or bad at this point. Wow.
I feel like you're in the light of a very bright light.
So what you're saying is I was very white.
Yes, very white. You look like a messiah.
Wow. Holy moly. You're going to give me a complex.
Was this your message?
Wow. Jeez, a messiah. Wow, that's a bit of a stretch, don't you think? I mean, now that you know me, you find that that's a stretch?
I guess.
Oh, man. Well, I know I was nervous about it because I had never been out with an Asian girl before. And I remember looking at your profile, and I saw the language, because it was listed the language that you speak, which is Tagalog. And I remember looking at it going, what language is that? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I didn't even really think to look it up. I just thought, well, whatever, it's some dialect of something, I presume. But Filipino, for whatever reason, because you weren't listed as Filipino, you were just listed as Asian.
Oh, I see.
So I didn't. Yeah. So not having dated an Asian girl before, I had no idea. So when I sat down and started talking to you, I didn't really understand the accent that I was hearing, because my exposure to Filipino people prior to meeting you was pretty limited. I mean, I'm sure I met some of them, but it never really registered what the accent was and putting that to Filipino. So anyways, just I know when we started talking, I felt immediately comfortable with you. Like, you were just very calm and warm and open, I guess. You know, what sort of thoughts did you have when we started chatting?
Well, I feel comfortable too. Yeah. And I feel at ease when you're able to listen. I think we're both talking. And we have connection that time already. So, yeah.
I know one of the things, and I mean, this is just how it happened with us, but I had just come out of a marriage. I wasn't divorced yet. I was separated, though. And when we met, you were like one of the first, important people that I dated, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I went out on a couple of dates, but it wasn't anything too, super fantastic. But I remember thinking right away, you know what? I want her to know that, hey, I'm coming out of this marriage and it's over, but I didn't want that to be a stumbling block somewhere down the road. So I thought it's better to just get that out of the way. And then if that's something you're uncomfortable with, hey, it's something that we can both deal with right away. But I didn't want to go on too much about it because, again, that can be a red flag for some people. Yes. And I just wanted to make it clear that the marriage that I had was over and that I was good to move on and I wasn't carrying that stuff along with me. When I started telling you about that, what were your thoughts? Like, were you concerned about it? Were you...
Well, that was my friend's advice, Lorna, because she's really been dating for many years, so she knows, and she's my expert guru about that. And then when I heard about you're talking about your ex, it's kind of it's a red flag because Lorna told me that if he is talking about on and on about his ex, means he can't move on yet about the relationship.
But did she tell you that before you went out with me, or was that after the first date?
Before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before. Yeah,
okay.
He said that to me, and then she said that to me, and then, but for me, I'm open. I'm willing to listen and open what you're saying about your ex, and it kind of I don't see that's red flag.
Okay.
I'm just thinking you're explaining yourself. Yeah,
that's cool. So we dated for about 7 months, something like that, before we moved in together. When did you know that, like, I was the person that you wanted to spend time with?
When?
Yeah, like
it's
was
hard.
it as soon as I walked in the coffee shop?
Oh no, actually.
I was pretty sure with the whole Messiah line that was it. It was like a ray from above.
Actually, the first met was really successful, right? And we chat for I think 3 hours, and the coffee shop was closed, but we went to another coffee shop.
Yeah.
And then
well, the first one closed not that long after we got there. Because I think we planned to meet at 8 o'clock. I think I got there like 10 after 8 or quarter after, something like that.
Yes.
And then they came to us at like 8:45 and said, we're closing in 10 minutes. We were like,
oh dear.
Oh, shit. Okay. But yeah, so then we went to another coffee shop. And that was another thing that actually really surprised me. And in a way, kind of, I don't know, endeared you to me. Was going to the other coffee shop, you agreed to ride in my van with me as opposed to taking your own car.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's just funny because usually on a first date, I don't know.
Yes, I know.
I can understand, like, especially when you meet someone from online, like, you never really know.
It's creepy.
Who they are, or what sort of intentions they have, things like that. So I had, but that was one of the things that I had said to Lorna, not knowing that it was Lorna. When I was sending messages to you, I was putting everything in your hands to make those decisions. Like, you decide where you want to go, where you're comfortable. Have as many people around as you want. All of these different things so that you would feel comfortable knowing that you were in control and these weren't decisions that I was making. And that was a really big thing for me because I wanted you to be comfortable.
I guess I feel like you're sincere and more and I feel comfortable. So that's why And then you showed me your ID.
Oh yeah, well that was when we discovered real names.
Yeah, you
Because
showed me
online
your
you were listed
driver
as-
license. Yes.
Yeah, online you were listed as Weng,
Yes.
and online I was listed as Jack.
Yeah.
So yeah, we showed each other IDs so that we knew who the other
Your
person was.
passport.
Did
ID.
you message Lorna with my real name? To
No.
say, hey, his name isn't really Jack.
No.
Just in case I disappear, call the police, and his name is.
Yeah. After that, no, I didn't really because after the next day and then the following day, you didn't really message me or call me, and then I said, that's okay.
And
And then
I ended up telling you later that was a bit of a rule that I had.
yeah, you mentioned.
Yeah. And so my rule was basically that for 3 days after a date, no calls, no text messages. And it was because I didn't want to come off as being, too desperate or too needy or, whatever, or stalker-like. So I wanted to wait 3 days and then send a message. And as it turned out, the day that I sent you a message was the same day that Lorna came to you and said,
Yes. Yeah. She said, and she asked me about our date, and then she said, oh, good. But because I said, oh, he didn't call me after that. Yeah. Oh, he didn't call you. Okay. So if he didn't call you, I have next in line line up for you. So I think, what is his name? I forgot his name.
Richard.
Oh, Richard, yeah.
Yeah.
She said,
Dick for short, not for long.
Yeah. She said, okay, no Jack. Okay, I will line up Richard for you. No.
And then how long after she said that did you get the message from me?
Oh, that day.
But I know it was the same day, but was it
Yeah.
10 minutes after or 2 hours after?
Oh, I think she mentioned during the day and then the nighttime. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then
And what did you think when you got the message from me?
Oh, I was so surprised, and I'm happy because I don't want to meet another guy. Creepy. I'm scared. Here we go again.
So, am I taking from this you're just with me because you didn't want to meet other people?
That's right, the first thing. I said to myself, I'll work out with this guy first. So I told to Lorna, no. I said, oh, Lorna, Jack or Peter, messaged me already. So stop that lineup. Cut it off. Okay, dear.
And then our second date, we ended up going to see Mission Impossible.
Oh, yeah.
And we went to Moxie's for a little appetizers first. So we had a glass of wine and
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the movies and having to fend you off, keep you from manhandling me or girl handling me. No.
He was so behaved.
Yes, she was very behaved too, I have to say.
But mind you, he finished all popcorn.
Well, it is movie theater popcorn.
And then after that, I think we get along, and we realize we have more connections. So, yeah.
So going back to the original question, which was when did you know that I was the guy for you?
It's hard to tell that it's really the guy for you. You mean for life or for?
No, not so much for life, but like, hey, this is really the relationship that I want. Like, I'm not thinking about looking anywhere else right now.
Well, maybe when I said I love you to you, that's the time that really I realized that.
Well, that was the first date, honey.
No. Of course not.
No, I know. It wasn't. It was, I'm trying to think now.
I can't remember, maybe after 3 months, 2 months?
It was, I think, in September.
September.
So we met in July.
Oh, just 2 months?
Just 2 months, yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
it's been long.
I think it was September because it was then. It was then that I was looking to move, and I was looking for a place, and I thought about it, and I think it was in October that I asked you if you wanted to move in with me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Scary part.
Oh.
Scary part, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so you took a little bit of time when I asked you to move in with me.
Oh, yes. I'm a Dalagang Pilipina. Wow.
And then, and then you said you took about 2 weeks to decide if you wanted to move in with me.
Just to think about it, just 2 weeks.
I know, 2
Did
weeks.
I? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Pins
I
and
said
needles.
I'm single, old-fashioned Filipina, and then 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, why did you think like you would take longer? Or are you surprised it took that long for you to decide?
Surprised that really early. Well, I guess 2 weeks. I realized that we have to move together. Yeah, because we always talk each other every day, every hour, even we're working. So
Yeah.
we're so.
And then we'll wrap the story up with when we moved in together, because we went around, we saw a whole bunch of places, and I remember looking at the place that we ended up deciding on. I was like, yeah, this is the place. I like this. And you said the same.
Mm-hmm.
And there was actually a Filipino family living there already.
Yes.
Which was kind of funny. Yeah. So I went from like no exposure to Filipinos to I ended with Filipinos all around me, and that's sort of what it's like in a way, and that's more because of the Filipino culture. But you had your friends Faye and July.
Oh yeah, we stayed there for how many months, right? 3 months before we moved in.
Yeah, we had kind of moved in together before we moved in together. Because of the kindness of Faye and July. But the story that I wanted to finish on was the fact that when we moved in together, I'm a cat person, and because of where I was, I didn't have a cat, and I wanted to have one, and I remember asking you about it, and you were sort of okay, but you didn't seem really thrilled about it, and then I remember asking you, if you were excited, and you were like, well,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I was like, well, why are you not sure?
I'm not sure if I like it or I hate it.
Yeah, because you had never really had pets.
Never,
Yeah, so my mother had kittens. No, my mother's cat had kittens.
Oh, dear.
And one of the kittens was this little adorable thing that we ended up naming Oreo. Prince Oreo, actually, I think was what we called him. And it took you all of, I think, a day and a half to just fall in love with Oreo.
Yes.
After I brought him home.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
And lovable. So.
And then of course, as Oreo grew and took to the vets to get fixed and so on, I remember saying to the vet, you know what, I'm not sure if he's ready for it or not. I said, I'm not sure if everything is dropped into place. And the vet checked and he said, well, that's because he's a she. I thought, oh, shit. Okay. So that was when we found out that Prince Oreo was actually Princess Oreo. Mm-hmm. So anyways, she's cute. She's laying on the couch now. And she's probably a little upset because you're sitting in her chair.
Yes.
Anyways, we'll wrap it up on that. This is Canapino and the story of two cultures coming together. And we're really glad you were able to join us. Hope you enjoyed things. If you want to send an email, you can send an email to canapino25@gmail.com. So CANAPINO 25@gmail.com. Looking forward to hanging out with you next time. We'll see you soon.